Hey everyone, Xanagear here, back with another patch video because it is Tuesday, and it looks like this one isn't as big of a deal as the previous ones. It looks like it's a lot of bug fixes, but that is fine by me. The game is definitely in a good state, I feel. So just fixing up a lot of the rough edges that are left sounds good. So to start the patch notes, profile wins count will now only increase when winning without using any shortcut, which is good. I definitely have an inflated win count due to my Ice Caves practice. Added data management section in the options menu, only accessible from main menu. This is amazing. If you can delete your save without resetting the game, that will make doing the shortcut category on Moss ranking much better. You won't have to. Right now, you have to click out of the game, disable cloud saves, back up your save, delete it, restart the game, and that is time consuming. So hopefully that allows you to avoid that. Fixed issue where push blocks were sometimes crushing other push blocks. Fixed issue where push blocks weren't falling on a gap between a solid floor and a platform. Players can now fall through platforms while underwater. Players can now unhang from ledges while underwater. This is amazing because currently being underwater in a speedrun is very annoying. Fixed issue where certain items were still being detached from elevators and other moving platforms. Olmec should no longer move towards the player ever so slightly right after jumping if the player is already below him. I guess that'll prevent him from squishing you easily. I'll have to test this. Prevented vendors from blaming players when the on-sale entities go out of the shop due to a non-player action. That's good. Players can now teleport straight down while climbing without having to jump. That's amazing. Fixed issue where teleporting downwards right after touching the ground incorrectly made the player teleport sideways. That's definitely happened to me. Fixed shortening Vlad's cape double jump height when the player releases the button. Trying to ride a mount that's standing over spikes should now be much safer. Firebug flames will now burn ropes. This is not a good change, but it is a change I think is necessary because it looked very strange when fire would blast all over a rope and it would just sit there. Reduce the speed of the second form of the ghost. That's a nerf and should make ghosting a bit easier for a little longer until the quad ghost shows up. Quad ghost is still impossible, but also not impossible because Hectique is insane. Fixed crash on receiving some non-damage or damage, like falling damage, while holding a shield. Okay. Fixed crash on generating some levels. Shields now protect horizontally against thorn vines. That's cool. Leaving pipes now grant the user a small invulnerability. That makes low percent Sunken City so much better because you can't heal in low percent, the low percent speedrun category. And right now, like, frogs will block the end of a pipe so often. I'm sure anyone who plays the game knows this. So this is really good. Fixed issue where certain things could still affect the player right after crossing a door. Prevented players from directly picking up loot when crossing a door. Fixed star and sun challenges crash on finishing the challenge with any of the entrance floors broken. Added necromancer attacks warnings over the place or the corpse that is going to be affected. That's really nice. You won't have to worry about getting hit by a skeleton randomly. Fixed issue where floating orbs were stunning players as they were leaving pipes. Fixed mounts stomp to a giant spider. Hired hands will now detect and diffuse bear traps, which is good. And these are bear traps, not not totem traps. They are previously known as snap traps. This is so confusing. Prevented hired hands from attacking certain Pacific world monsters. I'm assuming they mean pacifists and it's a mistype, or it's a specific world monsters. I'm not sure. Someone can clarify in the comments what that note means. Improved AI performance when the hired hand gets stuck on a pit. Hired hands now able to climb the drill's chain. This is so good. right now, if you have a hired hand that like comes down with you at the bottom of the drill and then you need to go back up to sack them, you can't get them back up. It's so annoying. Prevented hired hands from pulling push blocks. Pulling push blocks? Prevented hired hands from changing their looking direction while attacking. Hired hands can now attack stunned entities. Improve some items handling for hired hands. Hopefully they don't drop arrows on your head anymore. Fixed power-ups detection in arena for hired hands. Hired hands can now stomp frozen entities. Improved shield handling for the hired hands. Prevented hired hands from trying to pick up stuff from thorn vines, from some other dangerous places. Fixed hired hands stomp to enemies placed lower than themselves. Prevented hired hands from trying to pick up entities under lava. Hired hands can now detect lava and lasers while wandering. Tweaked green coral foreground so that it doesn't obscure the bear trap. That is incredible. Because I thought that was intentional. I mean, it probably was intentional originally, but now obviously they've realized it's a little too difficult. I died to it yesterday. While playing the modded Spelunky 2. Prevented monkeys and leprechauns from grabbing the player's back while being bubbled or frozen. Fixed certain spaceship usage when a secondary player was crossing a door. Prevented bow-like weapons from loading on-sale arrows. This is the funniest patch note in the world to me. Because that means that someone walked into a caveman shop with a bow and it loaded up the arrow and the caveman got mad. Which is the funniest thing in the world to me. Because who cares if the caveman gets mad? It just runs left and right and slips on the bow, the arrow repeatedly. Fixed input on going back to title scene from a controller disconnection pop-up. Fixed PS5 controller input. This is good because the PS5 was being detected as a 360 controller on Steam when I used it over the weekend. And that's good. I don't like the D-pad that much on the PS5 controller, to be honest, so I don't know if I'll use it unless I have to. PS4 controller D-pad still a little suits me a little more, I think. It's not a bad D-pad. The PS5 doesn't have a bad D-pad, but it's a little smaller. And maybe it'll just take getting used to. I don't like it right now. Fixed Lamasu's attack sound on being frozen. I guess it doesn't scream now. Fixed Lamasu's ice cage size. Fixed Arena's loser picks option when the winner died when the game was already finished. Fixed Cape's state on being carried to the next level being held. Fixed Mole's clone on cloning a dead mole. How do you clone a mole? How do you clone a mole? Can you get a clone gun before? Can there? Okay. Fixed some weapons depth on firing them continuously while climbing. Fixed wrong door decoration when door spawns on top of a spark trap. Fixed a certain palace's ambient light issue. Fixed arrow rotation in the bow when the bow is on the floor. Fixed equipables looking direction when the wearer is webbed. Fixed issue where floor embedded equipables could be set on fire by nearby lava. Tweaked treasure tokens chances. Fixed some texture artifacts and glitches. Hopefully that applies to the Cosmic Ocean with that big fog, big top left fog on Sunken City Cosmic Ocean, because that tanks my frame rate. Even though I run the game at 144 FPS 99% of the time, that still tanks my frame rate. But either way, it's a good patch overall. Lots of bug fixes. Hopefully next patch fixes the PS4 multiplayer, because they said that would be coming before the PC multiplayer, and that they said that will be December. So fingers crossed. I want to play co-op. Yeah, overall good patch, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.